Before you build your coach or set your recruiting board, you need to check these 6 online Dynasty settings. Most people skip this step completely, but these settings determine your entire strategy. In this video, I'll show you what settings you need to check and how to use them to get an edge over everyone else in your league. Alright guys, so when you join your online Dynasty, the first thing you're going to want to do is to go over to Dynasty Central and then League Settings. It's here where we're going to see how your commissioner set up the league. The first thing you're going to want to check is the manual progression XP penalty percentage. This controls how much XP you lose if you manually upgrade your players instead of letting the computer do it automatically. The default is 25%. Here's how it works. Your players earn skill points during the season. With auto progression, the computer spends those points randomly, but with manual progression, you pick exactly where every point goes. But there is a penalty. The default is 25%. Manual progression is always better than automatic progression, so that's why there's this built-in 25% nerf to the XP points that you get if you do manual progression. My recommendation, if it's anywhere between 0 to 49%, consider going manual. You'll get to control exactly where skill points go instead of random upgrades. I think the penalty is worth it up to 50%. If it's set at 50% and higher though, consider auto progression. You just lose too much XP for the control you get. Also, while you're here, scroll down and check the auto progress player setting. This is where you decide if you upgrade players yourself or let the computer do it. This setting is just for your team and the default is on. If the manual penalty is too high and you want the computer to handle upgrades, leave this on. But if you're doing manual progression, go ahead and turn this off. Alright, the next setting is pre-order bonuses. This gives players who pre-order the game an extra 100 coach points when they start their dynasty. With these points, you can unlock abilities right away while others are still grinding to level 10. The default is on. If you got the pre-order bonus, you'll have those extra 100 points and a leg up. If you didn't get the bonus, you'll be starting behind those who did. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely an advantage to have. If this is set to off, then nobody gets the bonus. Next, check the transfer portal rules. Specifically, look for max transfers per team. The default is at 20. This number controls how many players can leave each team every year. It completely changes your strategy. If it's set at a lower number like 5 to 8, you can stockpile talent safely. Not many players can leave, so focus less on the transfer portal for recruiting. There won't be as much of a talent pool there. If it's at a higher number like 20 or more, you gotta focus more on player retention and building for depth during the season. More players will hit the portal, so be sure to focus more of your recruiting effort there since more talent will be available in the portal. Now this does affect school choice. The higher the max transfer number, the more players will leave each year. This makes small schools much harder to build because your best players will often transfer to bigger programs. I know if you're on this screen, you've already likely picked a team, but if your league commissioner sends out these settings before team selection, you can use that to your advantage. Next setting is wear and tear. This controls how much damage players take during games and how fast they recover. You're going to want to look at two things, the impact settings and recovery settings. The higher the impact and lower the recovery, the more wear and tear matters. The lower the impact or higher the recovery, the less you need to worry about it. Everything defaults to 50. Here's why this matters though. If impacts are high or recovery is low, build for depth and rotation. You need backups because your starters will break down. If impact is low or recovery is high, you can focus on maximizing your star players. They can play more snaps without getting worn down. Alright, looking now outside of this Dynasty settings screen, there are two more things that are super important. First is your league's playbook rules. Can you use a custom playbook, or do you have to use a team-specific playbook? And if custom playbooks are not allowed, can you use any team's playbook, or are you locked into the one that your specific team has? If custom playbooks are allowed, start building one now with your favorite players from different teams. Start building out your perfect offense and defense. If it's team-specific only, find a team playbook you like, or get familiar with their Dynasty team's actual playbook. No matter the setting, get into practice mode and master 5 to 10 go-to plays. This is important in online dynasties. Don't learn your playbook during your first game. Last thing, check your league sliders. Most leagues use the default sliders, but some use custom ones that change gameplay. With default sliders, everything is set to 50 except injuries. That's set to 40. If you're in a league though that uses custom sliders, here's a quick tip. Create an online dynasty with a team you selected, change the sliders to match your online dynasty leagues, and play a few games against the computer to get a feel for the new settings. Don't learn how the custom sliders feel during your first league game. Practice first so you know what to expect. Alright, those are the 6 settings you need to check before you start. I want to know though, what's the weirdest league setting you've seen? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. And be sure to hit subscribe for more CFB 26 Dynasty tips just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.